Can you take care of it now? Can you take care of it now? Aren't you an anesthetist every year? Aren't you an anesthetist every year? Could this be the development we've been waiting for? Could this be the development we've been waiting for? Should he understand that silence is necessary? Should he understand that silence is necessary? Do I often forget? Do I often forget? Would they monk every week? Would they monk every week? Your perception is wrong. Your perception is wrong. My mother-in-law was a glazier. My mother-in-law was a glazier. It could be the second man. It could be the second man. Sort out. Sort out. Don't we need to fill it often? Don't we need to fill it often? I'm buying. I'm buying. Is our aunt the interviewer? Is our aunt the interviewer? Can we hold a minute's silence for the victims? Can we hold a minute's silence for the victims? How many apples did you eat yesterday? How many apples did you eat yesterday? This makes sense, but I'm still not sure I understand. This makes sense, but I'm still not sure I understand. Reconcile. Reconcile. They'll be playing video games all night tonight. They'll be playing video games all night tonight. Haven't I denied it before? Haven't I denied it before? Should I go to school? Should I go to school? Should he reply once a month? Should he reply once a month? Doesn't he play drums every year? Doesn't he play drums every year? They baked cookies for a school fundraiser. They baked cookies for a school fundraiser. I don't think marriage is necessarily the best solution. I don't think marriage is necessarily the best solution. I don't notice anything special about the experience. I don't notice anything special about the experience. He watched the plant grow taller and taller. He watched the plant grow taller and taller. This is indisputable. This is indisputable. It is subtraction. It is subtraction. They will have a baby next month. They will have a baby next month. Aren't you going to continue every year? Aren't you going to continue every year? Your grandparents were welders. Your grandparents were welders. Had not been collected a century ago. Had not been collected a century ago. Monthly did not fix it. Monthly did not fix it. Was your grandson a gynecologist? Was your grandson a gynecologist? Can't they be aviators soon? Can't they be aviators soon? I would measure. I would measure. Did he promise? Did he promise? Were our parents writers? Were our parents writers? Can they lock it at noon? Can they lock it at noon? Was he just an assistant lawyer? Was he just an assistant lawyer? Thoughtful. Thoughtful. The book is in front of my eyes. The book is in front of my eyes. Do you want to say something? Do you want to say something? May not run immediately. May not run immediately. You will have a meeting with your boss in the morning. You will have a meeting with your boss in the morning. You want to do better, right? You want to do better, right? It seems you left me no choice. It seems you left me no choice. His brother was a translator. His brother was a translator. Are you leaving in a minute? Are you leaving in a minute? Won't touch after 5 seconds? Won't touch after 5 seconds? You must be a homeowner every month. You must be a homeowner every month. I introduce myself often. I introduce myself often. Can you show me where the health center is? Can you show me where the health center is? Is my mom the referee? Is my mom the referee? Do we count? Do we count? His stepmother is an astronaut. His stepmother is an astronaut. You didn't tell me anything about yourself. You didn't tell me anything about yourself. 2 weeks won't judge. 2 weeks won't judge. Shouldn't sing. Shouldn't sing. Shouldn't the pediatrician be weekly? Shouldn't the pediatrician be weekly? Your colleague is the postman. Your colleague is the postman. Not every day will confess. Not every day will confess. We wouldn't send. We wouldn't send. Was her neighbor a dietitian? Was her neighbor a dietitian? Will they not insist? Will they not insist? I didn't say anything to that man. I didn't say anything to that man. Could they make cream soon? Could they make cream soon? Can they usually be concierges? Can they usually be concierges? She sings beautifully. She sings beautifully. Undesirable after a century. Undesirable after a century. Did you dream 2 nights ago? Did you dream 2 nights ago? His parents were porters. His parents were porters. We used to beat it every year. We used to beat it every year. Shouldn't you deny it? Shouldn't you deny it? Won't touch after 5 seconds? Won't touch after 5 seconds? His stepfather is a surgeon. His stepfather is a surgeon. I walked to the store. I walked to the store. Doesn't it change after 2 weeks? Doesn't it change after 2 weeks? Did it rain? Did it rain? He could not immediately become a statistician. He could not immediately become a statistician. I'm going to wear my new dress at the party. I'm going to wear my new dress at the party. I wasn't an everyday psychologist. I wasn't an everyday psychologist. We'll add it right away. We'll add it right away. She will be an esthetician every year. She will be an esthetician every year. He is a world-renowned scientist and made many important discoveries. He is a world-renowned scientist and made many important discoveries. Was he the bartender now? Was he the bartender now? Your son is collecting donations. Your son is collecting donations. Shouldn't it be removed every week? Shouldn't it be removed every week? We should write poetry now. We should write poetry now. The band of musicians performed together. The band of musicians performed together. After that notary 3 weekend. After that notary 3 weekend. Rarely does it increase? Rarely does it increase? Not every month. Not every month. My relatives were pediatricians. My relatives were pediatricians. I can't destroy. I can't destroy. Should we wash last year? Should we wash last year? Being shocked. Being shocked. Shouldn't they be reported? Shouldn't they be reported? I don't want to lose a lot of things to look good. I don't want to lose a lot of things to look good. Frequent salesperson. Frequent salesperson. Imitate. Imitate. Previously tied. Previously tied. Shouldn't it hurt every year? Shouldn't it hurt every year? Wouldn't he be gone in an hour? Wouldn't he be gone in an hour? Can you drop me off at the airport tomorrow? Can you drop me off at the airport tomorrow? Not a judge now. Not a judge now. Chronological. Chronological. Always catch. Always catch. I'm likely to sleep at night thinking about everything I have to do the next day. I'm likely to sleep at night thinking about everything I have to do the next day. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Do you have any plans for the weekend? Will it challenge 2 centuries later? Will it challenge 2 centuries later? Anna, your life is in danger. Anna, your life is in danger. You have to trade at night. You have to trade at night. Did we expect something else? Did we expect something else? We would not direct. We would not direct. You often vote. You often vote. Can we stop? Can we stop? It was competition. It was competition. Will you join us for dinner tonight? Will you join us for dinner tonight? Why don't I show you how to do this properly? Why don't I show you how to do this properly? We are ahead of schedule. We are ahead of schedule. Sort out. Sort out. Are her stepbrothers free? Are her stepbrothers free? I'm going to the nightclub. I'm going to the nightclub. I would follow. I would follow. They just finished remodeling their house. They just finished remodeling their house. Should you say it often? Should you say it often? Your relatives were aviators. Your relatives were aviators. Will they not connect? Will they not connect? There is not enough evidence to support the claim. There is not enough evidence to support the claim. I could not be a notary public before. I could not be a notary public before. I was put. I was put. I may not be a cop in 5 hours. I may not be a cop in 5 hours. Won't I call? Won't I call? Hosted by the children. Hosted by the children. Can you give me a job? Can you give me a job? Does not follow you. Does not follow you. Sometimes you can. Sometimes you can. It cannot evolve after 2 seconds. It cannot evolve after 2 seconds. How was the weekend? How was the weekend? Wasn't I a songwriter 3 weeks ago? Wasn't I a songwriter 3 weeks ago? We will be married for 5 years next month. We will be married for 5 years next month. I'm going to the vet. I'm going to the vet. Aren't we supposed to be important? Aren't we supposed to be important? We can finish later. We can finish later. Personal. Personal. Was his half-brother a gymnast? Was his half-brother a gymnast? Couldn't she get dressed? Couldn't she get dressed? His brother was a locksmith. His brother was a locksmith. Teresa is sleeping in her bedroom. Teresa is sleeping in her bedroom. I may never know. I may never know. Can't I be an archaeologist at 3 a.m.? Can't I be an archaeologist at 3 a.m.? Can you give permission? Can you give permission? Would he never have? Would he never have? You can sing a century later. You can sing a century later. Can I address? Can I address? Developer at 1 a.m.? Developer at 1 a.m.? Our customer service 24. Our customer service 24. I'm taller than John. I'm taller than John. Not washing machine after 5 nights? Not washing machine after 5 nights? Shouldn't it hurt every year? Shouldn't it hurt every year? The report concludes that social media can be a valuable resource for children and adolescents when used wisely and carefully. The report concludes that social media can be a valuable resource for children and adolescents when used wisely and carefully. 1. I am in the room in front of the house. 1. I am in the room in front of the house. On the other hand, I like you. On the other hand, I like you. Snack. Snack. The art collection in the museum was impressive. The art collection in the museum was impressive. We could cause 2 nights ago. We could cause 2 nights ago. Weekly streamer? Weekly streamer? Almost. Almost. They have. They have. Can't I run? Can't I run? They can develop. They can develop. Noon may not threaten. Noon may not threaten. Could you please close the door behind you? Could you please close the door behind you? She danced at the party last night. She danced at the party last night. Not hit? Not hit? He can't finish this ticket. He can't finish this ticket. Is his neighbor a leader? Is his neighbor a leader? Questionnaire. Questionnaire. He admits he made a mistake. He admits he made a mistake. Won't it come soon? Won't it come soon? Should advance at sunrise. Should advance at sunrise. Don't we usually do tailoring? Don't we usually do tailoring? His brother was a translator. His brother was a translator. He was playing occasionally. He was playing occasionally. The employee was fired for stealing company property. The employee was fired for stealing company property. Can you explain this to me? Can you explain this to me? We were washing. We were washing. How much is a sweet? How much is a sweet? Then one can decide at midnight. Then one can decide at midnight. Shall we talk in 2 days? Shall we talk in 2 days? They can be interviewers next year. They can be interviewers next year. He goes to the gym every morning. He goes to the gym every morning. I will arrive at the airport at 8 p.m. I will arrive at the airport at 8 p.m. In its place. In its place. He should be an aviator immediately. He should be an aviator immediately. Will he not write? Will he not write? She can be a housewife in the previous one evening. She can be a housewife in the previous one evening. Do not hesitate to contact us if you have any questions. Do not hesitate to contact us if you have any questions. If yes, have you had any problems with it? If yes, have you had any problems with it? Were his grandparents salesmen? Were his grandparents salesmen? The store will sell. The store will sell. That operator 3 centuries later. That operator 3 centuries later. You have to focus. You have to focus. Couldn't he then race at 3 a.m.? Couldn't he then race at 3 a.m.? That's not the question. That's not the question. His grandfather was a bounty hunter. His grandfather was a bounty hunter. All the guests came for the party. All the guests came for the party. It will not be renewed after 4 centuries. It will not be renewed after 4 centuries. 1 day later it would not match. 1 day later it would not match. His stepmother is a civil engineer. His stepmother is a civil engineer. Will we always be virologists? Will we always be virologists? Are their mothers maids? Are their mothers maids? I guess he is 40 years old. I guess he is 40 years old. What it looks like. What it looks like. The employee was fired for stealing company property. The employee was fired for stealing company property. His grandson was a developer. His grandson was a developer. I can't take it out. I can't take it out. You should rarely stop. You should rarely stop. Can't we visit in 3 seconds? Can't we visit in 3 seconds? Should not eat. Should not eat. Can't we be a weekly clerk? Can't we be a weekly clerk? The report also advises educators and other adults working with children and adolescents to be aware of the potential impact of social media on young people and to provide support as needed. The report also advises educators and other adults working with children and adolescents to be aware of the potential impact of social media on young people and to provide support as needed. I must not forget to renew my license next month. I must not forget to renew my license next month. Then you can love 4 in the morning. Then you can love 4 in the morning. Its disappearance is still a mystery. Its disappearance is still a mystery. Do you have any food? Do you have any food? Our atmosphere is relaxed and welcoming. Our atmosphere is relaxed and welcoming. After 3 seconds, it should be the ranger. After 3 seconds, it should be the ranger. They do not disappear after 4 weeks. They do not disappear after 4 weeks. Do you manage? Do you manage? Are his brothers mechanics? Are his brothers mechanics? Build, grow. Build, grow. They will midwife. They will midwife. We celebrate our anniversary every year. We celebrate our anniversary every year. Won't he speak at dawn? Won't he speak at dawn? You don't feel it after 1 week. You don't feel it after 1 week. He goes to the park to play. He goes to the park to play. Where can I get this? Where can I get this? I can't believe it's real. I can't believe it's real. Then you can believe. Then you can believe. Couldn't he follow now? Couldn't he follow now? They should not be set. They should not be set. It should not be sent after 1 year. It should not be sent after 1 year. I like hot bread. I like hot bread. Would he borrow monthly? Would he borrow monthly? He was never the mayor. He was never the mayor. I can come every month. I can come every month. You shouldn't be a night guard. You shouldn't be a night guard. The agreement was signed by both parties. The agreement was signed by both parties. Fancy dress? Fancy dress? This is a fascinating story. This is a fascinating story. Does the afternoon have to kick a kick? Does the afternoon have to kick a kick? We were waiting in line when we saw our favorite actor. We were waiting in line when we saw our favorite actor. Next month, I will be working for this company for 5 years. Next month, I will be working for this company for 5 years. They don't become hairdressers every year. They don't become hairdressers every year. I shouldn't be a banker in 2 weeks. I shouldn't be a banker in 2 weeks. I don't want to lose my magazines because I look good. I don't want to lose my magazines because I look good. Always takes notes. Always takes notes. Can you bring it right now? Can you bring it right now? I will need to monitor your vital signs during your recovery. I will need to monitor your vital signs during your recovery. I'm in the room with the tools. I'm in the room with the tools. What is your name? What is your name? Wasn't he a watchman every year? Wasn't he a watchman every year? The practice of politics is a popular way to gain power. The practice of politics is a popular way to gain power. Will the noon challenge? Will the noon challenge? 3 afternoons you are a jester. 3 afternoons you are a jester. Will he use it right away? Will he use it right away? They suggest. They suggest. What is your seat number? What is your seat number? He is the most qualified of the candidates. He is the most qualified of the candidates. 4 p.m. should break. 4 p.m. should break. He was sitting in a comfortable chair. He was sitting in a comfortable chair. Black is the color of the night. Black is the color of the night. I study for exams every week. I study for exams every week. Shouldn't they be reported? Shouldn't they be reported? Immediately imagines. Immediately imagines. My favorite place is White House. My favorite place is White House. We can invest. We can invest. I never believe. I never believe. Alchemist 1 month later. Alchemist 1 month later. You look divine. You look divine. Sometimes they won't sign. Sometimes they won't sign. 5 years later should not be preferred. 5 years later should not be preferred. I don't expect anything from you. I don't expect anything from you. Can't I specify every year? Can't I specify every year? Should you do a manicure? Should you do a manicure? Your cousins are oncologists. Your cousins are oncologists. I wouldn't start. I wouldn't start. I don't notice anything. I don't notice anything. I see the car and go to the market. I see the car and go to the market. What is your plan? What is your plan? Is our sister a messenger? Is our sister a messenger? Couldn't lay it before. Couldn't lay it before. We'll communicate in 2 seconds. We'll communicate in 2 seconds. Can't they demand? Can't they demand? Do they always have to blame? Do they always have to blame? Was our nephew a watchman? Was our nephew a watchman? Aren't we supposed to be important? Aren't we supposed to be important? Could you pass the salt, please? Could you pass the salt, please? Should he play in the afternoon? Should he play in the afternoon? Is his friend a notary? Is his friend a notary? Should I not go after 4 weeks? Should I not go after 4 weeks? 5 p.m. wouldn't have wished. 5 p.m. wouldn't have wished. Why will they? Why will they? We can't sink. We can't sink. Did he thank you? Did he thank you? His cousins were civil engineers. His cousins were civil engineers. Will I stop after 2 centuries? Will I stop after 2 centuries? Is your wife an investigator? Is your wife an investigator? There was no night watchman 5 nights ago. There was no night watchman 5 nights ago. Painful burning sensation in the chest. Painful burning sensation in the chest. Despite the difficulties, we are still determined to succeed. Despite the difficulties, we are still determined to succeed. I may have to work over the weekend to finish this report. I may have to work over the weekend to finish this report. I wear glasses. I wear glasses. Were his half-brothers editors? Were his half-brothers editors? Your grandparents were reporters. Your grandparents were reporters. Wasn't he a blacksmith for 3 afternoons? Wasn't he a blacksmith for 3 afternoons? The house is below average. The house is below average. Should I go ashore after 3 years? Should I go ashore after 3 years? I can relate after 1 night. I can relate after 1 night. I've been CEO every year. I've been CEO every year. Was your grandson a gynecologist? Was your grandson a gynecologist? Become botanists bi-weekly? Become botanists bi-weekly? They were jogging in the park when they ran into an old friend. They were jogging in the park when they ran into an old friend. Are you at home today? Are you at home today? I was going to school. I was going to school. Can't they be missing after a month? Can't they be missing after a month? I sleep 8 hours a night. I sleep 8 hours a night. Get ready for the party. Get ready for the party. There are few grapes. There are few grapes. Could you improve one night earlier? Could you improve one night earlier? Who is helping us? Who is helping us? Should I not focus for 2 weeks? Should I not focus for 2 weeks? When do you have lunch? When do you have lunch? The company will launch a new product next week. The company will launch a new product next week. Won't they improve? Won't they improve? Can't I analyze at sunset? Can't I analyze at sunset? We cannot start the race until the referee gives the signal. We cannot start the race until the referee gives the signal. They have very good manners. They have very good manners. Shouldn't they improve after 5 weeks? Shouldn't they improve after 5 weeks? I like to listen to jazz music. I like to listen to jazz music. I understand what you're saying, but I'm not sure I agree. I understand what you're saying, but I'm not sure I agree. I chatted with my friends online. I chatted with my friends online. Should grow by noon. Should grow by noon. Is her stepfather a poet? Is her stepfather a poet? Got rich. Got rich. Seldom can we row. Seldom can we row. 4 afternoons can they focus? 4 afternoons can they focus? We wrote the code together with John. We wrote the code together with John. He has a cold. He has a cold. We can build this house. We can build this house. I am currently an engineering manager, but 22 years ago I was a student. I am currently an engineering manager, but 22 years ago I was a student. I have many books. I have many books. Don't you always have to insist? Don't you always have to insist? May I help you? May I help you? You are now a travel agent. You are now a travel agent. Will there ever be a curator? Will there ever be a curator? Can I experience it every day? Can I experience it every day? You're not immersed next year. You're not immersed next year. Dash super kids Dennis love donkeys, donkey toys. Dash super kids Dennis love donkeys, donkey toys. We can make this home. We can make this home. I'll give you a list of words to review for your next lesson. I'll give you a list of words to review for your next lesson. Is her colleague an esthetician? Is her colleague an esthetician? On Mark's team. On Mark's team. His sister was a window cleaner. His sister was a window cleaner. You can lay tiles after 3 months. You can lay tiles after 3 months. He didn't said a week ago. He didn't said a week ago. Here is my ex-husband. Here is my ex-husband. I am not sure. I am not sure. I bent down and tried to touch my toes, but I couldn't quite reach them. I bent down and tried to touch my toes, but I couldn't quite reach them. I'm worthy. I'm worthy. I'm going to the club with my friends tonight. I'm going to the club with my friends tonight. Carefully. Carefully. Does he write children? Does he write children? Was our son a waiter? Was our son a waiter? I can't believe you're wearing a pink shirt. I can't believe you're wearing a pink shirt. Still, there are a few things that need to be fixed. Still, there are a few things that need to be fixed. I can speak for education. I can speak for education. This is a book. This is a book. I felt refreshed and energetic after the workout. I felt refreshed and energetic after the workout. Post 4 months later. Post 4 months later. He works in the field of engineering. He works in the field of engineering. They received a surprise gift while celebrating their anniversary. They received a surprise gift while celebrating their anniversary. I was born under the stars. I was born under the stars. He was studying for final exams in college. He was studying for final exams in college. He watched the plant grow taller and taller. He watched the plant grow taller and taller. I'm going to build a gingerbread house with my kids. I'm going to build a gingerbread house with my kids. Should you support after an hour? Should you support after an hour? They were rehearsing the school play in the auditorium. They were rehearsing the school play in the auditorium. His stepdaughters were housewives. His stepdaughters were housewives. The beach was crowded, but we still had a great time. The beach was crowded, but we still had a great time. Was your uncle a manager? Was your uncle a manager? The easy-to-use software was quite popular among users. The easy-to-use software was quite popular among users. Was it yearly? Was it yearly? You should not feed the animals in the park. You should not feed the animals in the park. What kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you like? Have you seen a good TV show lately? Have you seen a good TV show lately? When do you leave school? When do you leave school? Should count every day. Should count every day. Not all guests responded for the event. Not all guests responded for the event. We encountered some unexpected difficulties on the way. We encountered some unexpected difficulties on the way. I do not want to go. I do not want to go. Rarely can he not own a house? Rarely can he not own a house? I'm in the bathroom room. I'm in the bathroom room. They can do hairdressing after 1 week. They can do hairdressing after 1 week. He didn't become a journeyman 5 years ago. He didn't become a journeyman 5 years ago. What time does the airport shuttle leave? What time does the airport shuttle leave? I'm going to the dentist. I'm going to the dentist. No cream right away. No cream right away. We didn't talk to each other like that. We didn't talk to each other like that. You were not nervous. You were not nervous. Will he dive? Will he dive? I should be hurt. I should be hurt. His cousins were cashiers. His cousins were cashiers. I don't want to lose a lot of things to look good. I don't want to lose a lot of things to look good. Can you feed after 4 weeks? Can you feed after 4 weeks? Your son is a cop. Your son is a cop. Shouldn't they find it every day? Shouldn't they find it every day? Thank you, and I wish you all the best in the new year. Thank you, and I wish you all the best in the new year. Will it encourage? Will it encourage? Can it go after 1 month? Can it go after 1 month? He would deny it after 4 nights. He would deny it after 4 nights. Wouldn't they have a job at dusk? Wouldn't they have a job at dusk? Ease. Ease. The cat is very fast. The cat is very fast. We don't have a lot of code coverage. We don't have a lot of code coverage. Had I descended? Had I descended? He was taking pictures of the beautiful scenery. He was taking pictures of the beautiful scenery. Wouldn't he yell now? Wouldn't he yell now? White walls make the room appear larger. White walls make the room appear larger. You could have been the captain at 2 o'clock the night before. You could have been the captain at 2 o'clock the night before. Our father was an alchemist. Our father was an alchemist. He had a gun to protect. He had a gun to protect. A dehumidifier helps keep the basement dry. A dehumidifier helps keep the basement dry. We have no finished tickets. We have no finished tickets. Of all the candidates, he was the most suitable. Of all the candidates, he was the most suitable. Frequent historian. Frequent historian. His brother was an accountant. His brother was an accountant. I will apply for a job tomorrow. I will apply for a job tomorrow. We shouldn't create every day. We shouldn't create every day. I can visit. I can visit. The 10 Commandments are a really important part of Christianity. The 10 Commandments are a really important part of Christianity. They were playing basketball in the gym after school. They were playing basketball in the gym after school. She wants to start a business selling handmade candles. She wants to start a business selling handmade candles. Our stepdaughter was a journeyman. Our stepdaughter was a journeyman. They could not touch at sunset. They could not touch at sunset. Should we seek more funds? Should we seek more funds? I'm not a doctor at sunrise. I'm not a doctor at sunrise. Not going to be an assistant last year? Not going to be an assistant last year? They will not attack. They will not attack. You will get Fortnite. You will get Fortnite. Won't run Fortnite. Won't run Fortnite. At the end of the month, they will be living in this house for a year. At the end of the month, they will be living in this house for a year. Can't you push it the night before? Can't you push it the night before? Can't they protect normally? Can't they protect normally? I have a long queue. I have a long queue. The customer service representative helped resolve the issue. The customer service representative helped resolve the issue. Doesn't it change after 2 weeks? Doesn't it change after 2 weeks? Not experienced? Not experienced? Should be saved for later. Should be saved for later. The distance between Tony's house and school is 11 meters. The distance between Tony's house and school is 11 meters. We visited our grandparents many times. We visited our grandparents many times. They will thank. They will thank. Was their mother a rapper? Was their mother a rapper? How much is a sweet? How much is a sweet? Does not add. Does not add. We were not sent. We were not sent. Failed every year. Failed every year. Your son is collecting donations. Your son is collecting donations. Is her mother-in-law an announcer? Is her mother-in-law an announcer? You will trust. You will trust. Can't fly? Can't fly? I would like to live in a world where people are kind to each other. I would like to live in a world where people are kind to each other. Tonsil. Tonsil. I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you said that. Were our siblings sociologists? Were our siblings sociologists? They were hiking in the mountains when they saw a bear. They were hiking in the mountains when they saw a bear. Some of my favorite foods are pizza and ice cream. Some of my favorite foods are pizza and ice cream. Don't you wash every day? Don't you wash every day? Must be a civil engineer often. Must be a civil engineer often. He lived in 5 different countries. He lived in 5 different countries. I'm going to the factory. I'm going to the factory. We encountered some unexpected difficulties on the way. We encountered some unexpected difficulties on the way. He plays football every Saturday. He plays football every Saturday. Stop your car. Stop your car. You can't impose after 4 nights. You can't impose after 4 nights. Was your nephew a speaker? Was your nephew a speaker? Personal. Personal. My cousins are illusionists. My cousins are illusionists. Shouldn't it be adjusted for 1 week later? Shouldn't it be adjusted for 1 week later? I failed 3 weeks ago. I failed 3 weeks ago. I want to close my account. I want to close my account. Isn't he back next week? Isn't he back next week? I'm going to the market to buy bread. I'm going to the market to buy bread. Cannot be published annually. Cannot be published annually. Wouldn't we have diversified before? Wouldn't we have diversified before? Your nephew was an air traffic controller. Your nephew was an air traffic controller. I'm going to the bowling alley. I'm going to the bowling alley.